John Lavelle here on solar-powered boats. I was watching a program one day, and this guy was saying that he had one of those party boats that's that kind of they're square. You got a bunch of lawn chairs on it with a railing around the side. It has a big motor on the back, and there's a place there where you can navigate the thing. And then it has a canopy overhead for keeping you out of the direct sun so you don't burn up like a raisin. And but he found, as most boaters do, because if you're buying your fuel on the water, it's like twice as much as if you buy it at a gas station. Unfortunately, there are no gas stations. There's just stations for filling up your boat. There's places on the water that'll fill you up with their pumps, but you're paying twice as much, so it's very expensive. And I had a friend of mine, I talked to him, and he has a cruiser, and I said, is it expensive, like, to run it? He says it's looking at about $600 to $800 for the weekend. And I said, well, how far are you going? He said, I was just cruising around here a bit. Because the engines eat so much fuel, they're not really all that efficient either. And so it's very expensive to have a boat that's I've had boats, I know that you're constantly up at the pumps, they're refilling the tanks after only like an hour or two out there. And anyways, this guy came up with this. He got tired of paying these prices, so he took the motor offline, and he went and bought, you know, a pile of large solar panels and put them up on the canopy, and then ran them down to, I think, some battery system or directly into his a regulator, and right into a electric motor, electric boat motor that he bought. Put it on the back and hooked up the navigational equipment, you know, steering wheel stuff and throttles and stuff. And because it was a party boat, he says, now I use the thing the entire weekend, it never stops. And the question was, how much does it cost? And he says, it doesn't cost me anything. The solar panels pick up the sun, and there is no fuel cost. So I thought, well, what a great idea. Now there is a downside. You can't actually, like, say, water ski behind this thing. It's not that fast, but it's supplying enough thing that you can do like 50. You don't want to do faster than 15 miles an hour anyway in a party boat. It's not a speedboat. I mean, we're not talking a cigarette boat here. We're talking about where you're like a houseboat. It would be adequate for a houseboat, because houseboats have got basically flat tops on them, and they could really hold a lot of solar panels. And with electric motor, now you want to keep a gas motor available, not because the system would break down, but if you get into water where you have to get control over the boat, because the water is, you know, you're in a storm, a bit of a storm here, and you don't want to get caught in the troughs. You want to punch this thing right through the waves. You're going to want a motor that you want to throttle up all the way, and a motor that can really push the vehicle. So you want to make sure you got a gas engine still parked on the back, but you don't have to use it. You can just, you know, if that circumstance comes up, great. You got the motor, the gas motor, but if it doesn't come up and you just want to cruise, you just want to go places, you're not in a real rush to get there, solar panel's not a bad idea. I think if you're paying anything, you can really enjoy your boat now. I thought you'd want to know that. See ya.